When discussing how to perform ascending and descending slurs, starting off with how we are able to perform ascending slurs, when performing these sorts of ascending slurs, a method known as hammering on is used. This is when you start off by playing the essential starting note. I'll be using F for the demonstrations. So you start off with F and then almost immediately use an amount of force on your other finger and use that other finger to hammer on to the other note or the second note. And it would sound something like this if pulled off properly. That is known as the hammer on technique, and this is how ascending slurs are used. And in terms of discussing how descending slurs are used, a method known as pull off is used. So now this is where you start off with the higher note and then somewhat immediately pluck on this note and then do a gesture where you almost pull off the other string. So when pulled off properly, it will sound something like this. And in terms of what my approach is to learning my favorite of the three pieces today, I would like to mention the Sampre solo piece because it was essentially amazing to play to and listening to because of how songly it sounded. And in terms of what was difficult within this piece, were obviously the harmonic notes and the thirds that I had to play. They were quite tricky to pull off, but with an essential amount of practice, it was doable and overall it sounded amazing within the piece. Another piece that I would choose to describe the structure of would be waltz, because this piece uses the ternary form, also known as the ABA form, comprising of three sections, and this was essentially seen when this piece was repeated from the beginning, from the 51st bar as well. And in terms of the historical periods where each of the pieces I played come from, starting off with the Largo piece, which is the first piece I played, this piece was composed within the Baroque period, and then both Sampre solo and waltz were, were essentially composed within the modern musical period according to their composers.